road to the Final Four, the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. This is second round action from the South Bracket. And coming to you from Sacramento, 2 nights ago, North Carolina Wilmington with its biggest victory in school history to move on to the round of 32. Next up, they take on the Indiana Hoosiers, the 13th seed, against the 5 seed. Elsewhere in the South earlier today, Duke in a close one over Notre Dame, and they will meet the survivor of this matchup here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Arco Arena. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarco. Right now, North Carolina Wilmington has emerged as the giant killer of the 2002 NCAA Tournament. They knocked off the number 4 seed USC, the lowest seed to advance. And they take on a team that has so much history when it comes to basketball. But as of this moment, Seahawks, they're the darlings. They're the darlings, and they're also a resilient bunch. They showed that in overtime against USC, coming back with that 13 points. A great balanced attack with 6 guys in double figures. Half-court execution for them against this Indiana team that prides itself on tough half-court defense. Should be an interesting matchup. And we will take a look at the starting lineups. Callahan, Terrell, Williams, Blizzard, and Burnett. For UNC Wilmington, Indiana goes with Jeffries, Odell, Hornsby, Fife, a defensive presence, along with Coverdale. Jerry Wainwright, 8th year, 2nd trip to the NCAA Tournament, 1st ever win for Wilmington in NCAA Tournament play, and Mike Davis getting his first career win as a head coach in NCAA Tournament action. John Clarkerty, Tom Lopes, and Stanley Reynolds, good officiating crew for Indiana against North Carolina Wilmington. And the Seahawks control the 10 after their shocking win in overtime over USC, 93-89. They outscored the Trojans 13-9 in that 5-minute extra session. And will the fairy tale continue? We shall soon find out, I guess. Here we go. It's Tim Burnett on a swing feed to the outside. Williams. Callahan sets it up. Burnett. Terrell. Travis. Indiana reacts pretty well defensively and help defense too. Just then you could see a little hesitation. It'll be interesting to see how this one sets up for the Seahawks in their half-court offensive sets. Indiana will, as we saw against the Utes, Utah the other night, will run screens, will set a lot of picks, and look for open shots. Tom Coverdale is not 100% for this Indiana team. Injured left ankle. He did not practice yesterday with the Hoosiers. Jeffries also short of 100%. With Esposito of his own, and he comes up short. Rebound inside, Odell. Odell working that offensive glass. Jeffries is coming up short. I don't think it was deflected at all. Huge key the other night against USC for UNC Wilmington. They got off to a quick start. Well, they sure did. And because you knew USC was going to eventually make a run like they did in the second half. Blizzard lines it up. In and out on a 3-point attempt, and Odell with the board. Here's Coverdale on a bounce. Jeffries will clear it. Hornsby. Now, this seems a little bit like the Utah game for Indiana, too. They came out really looking for good shots. They got good shots. And now the Seahawks have to react and just play solid half-court execution-type offense. Hoosiers had a 19-point win over Utah in the first round. Here's Callahan driving. Hook shot, too much on it. Follow attempt. And a second follow off the Williams miss. It's Terrell. Not a pretty set there. Callahan a little bit of trouble forcing one up, but they get a bucket, so they get on the board. It takes a little bit of heat off. You talked about Indiana against Utah. Hoosiers led that one from end to end. They got the early lead. They never looked back. They shot 63% in the first half, 55% overall in the full 40 minutes. And a foul called on Burnett, dealing with Coverdale. Take a closer look at UNC Wilmington enrollment. Over 10,500, a record 23 victories. That's the most in school history, and making their second NCAA Tournament appearance. Substitutions for the Seahawks as Stuart Hare checks in along with Aaron Coombs. And Indiana, that hot shooting from game 1, now spilling over to game 2 as Odell gets his second field goal. And once again, Mike Davis's squad well coached. They'll execute at both ends of the floor. Williams on a crossover, looking to take it to Odell. Floater is good, but the foul was called before the shot on the senior from Swayze, Indiana, Jared Odell. Tournament profile, the Indiana Hoosiers' 31st NCAA Tournament appearance. And look at that, 5 NCAA championships. That trails only UCLA and Kentucky. on the all-time list. Wilmington gets it in after the foul. Hare on a kick-out.
A good matchup right here. Number 11 and 11 on both sides of the floor.
That's Blizzard and Fife.
Fife, the co-defensive player of the year in the Big Ten.
Blizzard, a dribble and a jumper way off. A three-point attempt, and the Seahawks looking to get back defensively. Hornsby turning the corner. Pull up. High arcing delivery.
And Coombs jumped out on him, but not quick enough. Go upstairs a little bit. The Hoosiers feel it, I think, at the defensive end, and it's creating some offensive opportunities.
Indiana opens up 4 out of 5, and a foul called on Terrell, setting a screen high post. And the Seahawks are in a 9-2 hole early.
And Fife got hit in the eye, the right eye a little bit.
Well, Jerry Wainwright is searching for the right combination here. Lou Chapman comes in along with Craig Callahan. And Jerry Wainwright, he said that, contrary to public opinion, he did bring enough clothes for the second round.
Great sense of humor. Spent a little time with us the other day, and his team really has to regroup after that big win.
Jeffries leaning in. Off the rim as he missed it with the flip inside.
They got to get a good minute or so at the offensive end to get things working for them.
Hare dishing. Terry. Foul called as Fife took the bump. And Fife called on the personal foul. Well, the experience level of Jerry Wainwright, longtime high school coach in the Chicago area, and then moving on as an assistant to Bob Stack with Xavier and with Wake Forest as well, and then getting his chance to be a head coach at the Division I level. Turning, Callahan, kick out.
Good decision to kick it out.
Callahan couldn't catch it, went down to the deck, and he touched it last. Indiana ball.
Callahan just having a little problem now getting on track. It's the simple thing. Sometimes the nerves affect it. Here's the miss. Tries to go before he catches the basketball. The ball clearly goes off his fingertips. Just got to settle down. That's the most important thing for Jerry Wainwright's squad right now.
Third Seahawk turnover. They are 1 out of 5 shooting. Coverdale calls out a play. Lost the ball for a moment. Going for the steal. Coverdale goes down to the floor to scoop it up. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 4 minutes gone by, first half.
Back problems, ankle problems, you name it. Coverdale still goes after the basketball.
7 to shoot. Coverdale for Odom. Callahan there defensively. Shot clock down to 1. Odom didn't know it. Flipped it off. And not in time. Shot clock violation, Indiana. Hoosiers with their first turnover. And we've got our first break. Mike Davis's team in front, 9-2.
Y'all fly from San Antone, Indianapolis, Santa Barbara, Hartford. Yes, we do fly out of there. I try to put a face with the voice, so I feel like I'm actually speaking to a real person. That's the neat thing about it. It's just a random draw. You never know who you're going to get. My name is Jennifer Davis. I work in reservations for United Airlines. Just tell us when and where. That's all you have to do.
No matter who you are, everybody's got a little diet doing them. Nice shot. Do the diet do.
Years now, where they go? 20 years, I don't know. I sit and I wonder sometimes where they've gone.
Need some help, old man?
My boy.
Generation after generation, it's good to have someone you can depend on.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special orders now, you know they don't upset us.
You got it. We can serve yours. Honey from Whopper. Fresh with lettuce.
I gotta get a Whopper.
You got it.
All right, have it your way. Have it your way. Have it your way.
Wednesday on a special night of Survivor. Don't miss the first 10 minutes when the castaways' lives are turned upside down. Really? All new Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
Take a look at our tournament summary. 12 seeds are now 4-2. The SEC 5-3. How about Kent State knocking off Alabama? As Kent State's proven they're no fluke.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. And look at the Pac-10 there. It's 7-1. So that conference standing up in terms of how tough a conference that is year in and year out.
How about the Seahawks here on the offensive end?
Just have to settle down, get a good shot. And it makes it difficult with the way Indiana pressures out on the perimeter, but they're patient.
Stewart Hare, a bomb for 3, and it comes up short, front rim. Rebounded by Odom. UNC Wilmington now 1 of 6 from the field.
Indiana just methodically goes about their business at the offensive end and the defensive end.
Here's Fife, a jumper. No good for 3. And tracked down by Odom. Bouncing inside. Jeffries, Big 10 Player of the Year, Travis. Follow every play from each game of the tournament with live scoreboards and game centers at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Like what Jerry Wainwright's doing, though, here, Ian. He's making some substitutions. He's getting different guys on the floor. But everybody get the jitters over with in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Now he's hoping over the next 5 minutes that they can settle in right now.
Now it's Stewart Hare getting a breather. Chapman, the backup point guard, a junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Blizzard looking to get a shot off.
That's Fife again defensively.
Coverdale accelerating. Chapman looking to stick with it.
Well, Chapman may have gotten him from behind also on the run-up.
He did. And Chapman picks up the personal foul. That's team foul number 3.
Good rotation there by Coverdale to take the steal, and he's going to go all the way, and there is the bump. That's why the ball kicks out. It's a little personal with the camera.
Jeff Newton checks into the game for Indiana. He came off the bench, scored 15 on 7 of 9 shooting in their win over Utah in the first round. Cut by Newton, and the finish off the Coverdale feed inbound.
That's a terrific set also, because that was their 3rd option on the play. He wanted to look to his right, then he looked to his left, and then right down the middle of the floor.
Indiana leads it 11-2. Terrell way outside. Seahawks having problems getting into their offense in the half court. Tim Burnett is checked back in.
Yeah, see, they can't get a good look.
Follow jam attempt, no good. Off the Williams miss, Terrell could not clean it up.
Just 2 opportunities to get untracked.
Seahawks have missed their last 6 in a row from the field. Fife out near midcourt.
Not in any hurry to get their shots either.
Coverdale, he's been hot from the outside. And up high for the rebound, it's Williams. And a foul call.
There's that cut to Jeffries down low. Finishes off the play, and Seahawks will retain the basketball. The Indiana player. Here's the missed dunk at one end. The follow-up. Both of them missing those easy shots, and the Seahawks retain because the Indiana player was out of bounds when he touched the basketball.
11-2. Hoosiers. Blizzard makes his move. Blizzard on the stop and go. Runner no good, but a foul called. And Brett Blizzard, the conference player of the year in the Colonial Athletic Association.
Well, the ability to shoot the basketball long range, and also here is a dandy of a move just to get a shot off. A huge bucket against USC in that thrilling overtime victory. But so far, he's having his hands full with Fife, tracking him and following him across screens and not letting him get his shots off.
And after the win over USC, Blizzard said, I hope people recognize now that Wilmington, it's not Delaware, it's North Carolina.
Which is a good line.
Let's get this straight.
Let's locate us on the map a little bit.
Wilmington is located in the southeastern corner of the state.
You just saw Stewart Hare check back into this basketball game. He located the rim pretty nicely at the end of that basketball game, going up over 2.5 Trojans to finish them off.
First 2 of the night for Brett Blizzard. He had 18 points in that win over USC. Too easy for Newton.
Newton had a great night the other night, too. With his 15 points, really gave them a good lift off the bench against Utah, so it was outside opportunities, but then Newton
minutes elapsed here in the first half. Burnett, his pass picked off. 5th Seahawk turnover.
That's going to go the other way. That's a good call, too.
He's done that about 3 times. He got away with it the first 2 times. Coverdale finally got caught.
Watch the way they set this up also, Ian. Watch the body. He's going to step across and get in the way. You see how he gets in the way of the defender right now. Now throw it this way to the basket. You catch it away from the defender. You lead me towards the basket, and boom, the big guy can just lay it right in.
Yeah. 14 fouls. And North Carolina W with 3. On the outside, Terrell swings it. Callahan turning with a hook. Off the rim, no. Kept alive, though, by Terrell.
Nice job by Terrell there on the offensive glass. Just to swat at it. Couldn't get the left hand on it.
Donald Terry has come to the game for Indiana. Long jumper, Blizzard, short. And rebounded by Hornsby.
Just can't find any rhythm. You have to credit Indiana's defense. They are really affecting the Seahawks on the perimeter.
Seahawks 1 out of 10 from the field. Trying to go high-low. And it floats out of bounds. Another substitution as Jerry Wainwright continues to make changes. Lou Chapman in, and now it'll be Blizzard getting a rest.
See, I'm a big believer right now. If you're going through what the Seahawks are doing, you have to find, even though you may take a chance of running into somebody, try to get something off the dribble going towards the basket. Stop the clock a little bit, get to the line, and see the ball go through the hoop.
Here's Burnett, makes his move on Fife. He gives up his dribble.
Fife just doesn't allow him to turn the corner there. It was a pretty good effort on the dribble.
Terrell back and shoot it. And is fouled by Newton. So free throws coming up. Anthony Terrell, only a sophomore.
See, one of the things you give yourself an opportunity is you go to the free throw line. Obviously, if you hit the free throws, now you get a chance to catch your breath a little bit, regroup as a team, and then the real important part of this is getting to the line and just knocking them back and get the ball going through the hoop again. See the ball go through it, you get a little confidence as a group.
Now, before that overtime against USC, Jerry Wainwright told his team, if someone would have said that all we had to do was play a 5-minute game to advance to the round of 32, we would jump at the chance. Let's go out and do it. And that's what the Seahawks did.
And I'll tell you, Jerry Wainwright, and speaking to him after that basketball game, I mentioned to him that after a demoralizing shot like that at the end of a basketball game where you control the flow of the game, I was just shocked that his team regrouped. That's a real compliment to him that he got them together.
Yeah, they saw a 19-point lead dissipate.
Depend on cars that last. Chevy will be there.
Thinking about trying Viagra? It's now available from your doctor in a free 6-pill sample pack.
6? That's my number.
So get in the driver's seat and ask about the free Viagra sample pack.
Get to your doctor for a checkup and find out if a free sample of Viagra is right for you.
For more information, race over to Viagra.com.
It's LensCrafters' best $99 offer ever. Right now, get a complete pair of glasses with DuraLens, our most scratch-resistant plastic lens for only $99. The $99 DuraLens event. This is one you don't want to miss. Offer ends March 23rd.
It took an act of Congress to pass 441 tax law changes. Will it take an act of God to understand them? No one understands the changes better than H&R Block. If you're not satisfied, you don't pay.
Taxi!
Where you headed?
Uptown.
Downtown. No, I mean in life.
We can't even agree where we're headed now.
And our meeting starts in 10 minutes.
In life, like in basketball, clearing your mind of distractions and focusing on the business at hand is pivotal.
Courtyard has just what you need to stay focused, from all the essentials to peace and quiet.
Remember, team, surrender the me for the we.
Now make 3 stays and earn 2 free nights. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT today. Courtyard, your Marriott awaits.
You don't need special skills to become a mentor. Just the time to show a kid that he or she really matters. Make a difference. Call this number. CBS cares.
The last time Indiana was a 5 seed was back in 1994, and that's the last time they went to the Sweet 16. We take a look at the appearances since 95, and not headed in the direction that you would look for.
No, you would like that trend line to be going straight up to the upper right-hand corner there. That's what you want to do year by year.
A.J. Moyer has checked in, and he will stroke it for 3.
Started off his evening the other night against Utah, taking a crushing blow to slam him to the floor. He has bounced back the other night, and he's ready to go this evening.
And now Indiana leads by 10. Aaron Coombs back in there for the Seahawks, and Callahan can't get it to him.
Nice help by Hornsby right there, recognizing that inbounds pass.
Way outside, it's Hornsby.
They get you to turn it over, they come down, and they're real patient. Jeffries on the post.
He goes cross court. Moyer now feeds it inside. Newton, extra pass, jumper parry is good for 3.
Playing it the way it's supposed to be played. Look inside, crisscross the basketball on occasion, work the basketball to your teammates until somebody gets an easy shot.
Indiana 67% from the field. Seahawks, meanwhile, are 1 of 10 shooting.
Nothing going towards the basket, though, for the Seahawks.
Chapman with 14 to shoot. Here's Burnett driving. That floats it in.
A little better just then. A good trip for them. They spread the floor a little bit with a couple extra passes and then go towards the basket. They have to keep doing that at the Seahawks end.
Jeffries way outside. Indiana 19, North Carolina Wilmington 8 as we approach the 10-minute mark of the first half. Indiana shooting lights out from the field. Meanwhile, the Seahawks having a tough time getting into their offense. Hornsby, Newton underneath and a foul call. He was guarded from behind by Coombs. And free throws coming up for the junior, Jeff Newton. Right now, let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Dwayne Ballin. Dwayne?
And during that last timeout, UNC Wilmington coach Jerry Wainwright told his team to use Aaron Coombs more on screens and to be patient. And as Jim just mentioned, dribble the ball toward the basket, get good passes, good looks, be patient. We can win.
Well, I think that's one of the things. He's right on the money with that, and especially when you're down early and you're really not supposed to win a basketball game on paper. Relax a little bit, get yourself to the line, and Indiana's starting to do that a little bit once again with Newton there at the line right now. That ball fell out of the sky for him, and he just happened to be in the right place.
1 out of 2. Jeffries the rebound, trying to throw it over to Newton. Coverdale is checked back in. Jeffries for the two-handed slam.
The big guy's starting to take over a little bit. Newton and Jeffries the other night, UNC Wilmington, even though they came away with the win, Blumenthal and Clancy really put up some nice numbers against them, getting about 40 between them.
Blizzard has come back on for the Seahawks, and Joel Justice, who gave them a lift the other night, seeing his first action. Williams rejected on the interior.
Good collapse again by the Hoosiers.
Here's Coverdale, gives up his dribble. Got some help from Fife. 9:25 to go until intermission. It's 22-8, Indiana. Fife. Jeffries looking to turn. Coverdale, a long one for 3, side rim.
Take your pick on this one. 3 guys were holding on to each other.
And Moyer had gotten tied up with Williams.
Now Indiana with this big lead early on. The extra pass works, little slip cut to the glass, finish it off, and Jeffries does.
And it is Moyer picking up the personal foul. 16 fouls on Indiana, so if the Seahawks can get aggressive here, they can't get to the free throw line.
It's all about going towards the basket. You want to go to the line. There's 50 Newton with the right arm. Good catch.
Tom Lopes on that call, and that will put the Seahawks in the bonus. 1-1 as Newton picks up personal foul number 2.
That's why you have 3 officials in this game, and you need 3 officials now with the size of these guys out there, and also the ability and the athletic quickness that they have.
Brett Blizzard goes to the free throw line, 75% on the season. Ed Williams heads to the Seahawk bench, replaced by Anthony Terrell. lot of line changes right now for Jerry Wainwright.
Blizzard. Cut off the jam soon, huh? The roller derby.
Coming up Monday, CBS presents the birth of a new comedy. When Baby Bob opens his mouth, you won't believe what you'll hear. Catch the premiere of Baby Bob. That's Monday, right after the King of Queens here on CBS.
A little different challenge, though, for the Seahawks tonight versus USC. USC was extending a whole lot, and they could pick it apart, and they did a very good job. Here, Indiana really just settles into half-court defense, so it's a different look that the Seahawks have to deal with.
Indiana's lead is 12. Newton to Moyer. Action on the inside. It's going the other way. Jeffries has set up. A 3-second violation is called.
Well, here's the count. It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It starts to mount up after a while.
I think it went quick on the 45 seconds.
Well, the 3 is all you have to worry about. Little splash to it.
Seahawks just looking to cut into this Indiana lead. And knocked out of bounds. North Carolina Wilmington will retain it. 8:33 mark. First half.
Keep in mind, the Seahawks had 37 points at the half against USC the other night. So that tells you a little bit about the problems they're having as we near the 8.5-minute mark. Just cannot get on track against this half-court defensive attempt.
Indiana, a terrific defensive team throughout the season. Here's Blizzard. Indiana 22, North Carolina Wilmington 10, 8:15 to play until halftime. Indiana shooting it at 56% from the field. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, after that tremendous performance against USC, Jerry Wainwright's team, 2 out of 12 shooting.
And if you look at statistics for the regular season, the Seahawks have played in low-scoring basketball games in the 60 range. They like to keep it there, but I don't think the 60 that they've been held to and played to is quite like what the pace is defensively of the Hoosiers right now.
Wainwright told us he's got much more offensive firepower this season than in past years, and there's Anthony Terrell showing off his jump shot. Terrell now with 6 points. It's a 10-point game, 7:48 left to go, first half.
Now this is where Indiana generally runs their good sets. Looking for Jeffries on the blocks. There's the ball in his hands.
Double team on Jeffries. Kickouts. Moyer open look for 3.
Great pass from Jeffries. Understanding the play, understanding who's going to be open. Good diagonal.
Second three-pointer for A.J. Moyer. And Indiana now leads at 25-12. Moyer shot 1,000 jumpers a day during the summer because the coaching staff told him that was a part of his game that needed work. Well, Pop doesn't go for Burnett. Jeffries able to save it for Indiana.
They're going to wait for him to get back down the floor now.
Here's Moyer looking, under 7 minutes to go first half. Coverdale off the give and go. Moyer leaning in. No. Jeffries mistimed the jump. It leaks out to Blizzard. Long lead pass. Terrell trying to track it down. And he's out of bounds. We've got a timeout. Indiana leads UNC Wilmington by 14.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Miami has got all kinds of trouble.
If that beat goes off, many innocent people die.
And it's going to take all kinds of people to save it.
We have a diehard situation developing.
Tim Allen, Omar Epps, Dennis Farina, Janine Garofalo, Jason Lee, Rene Russo, Tom Sizemore, Stanley Tucci in one of the year's funniest comedies.
Just let it go.
Big Trouble.
Have you been drinking tonight? No. Yes.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, April 5th.
I wonder how many of them are ready for the day when they head home for retirement. If they're TD Waterhouse customers, chances are they're prepared. Because TD Waterhouse has an online retirement planner along with retirement specialists at all their branches. It's time you checked in with TD Waterhouse before you head home for work and close shop for good.
Oh, 1 year subscription to Money Magazine. TD Waterhouse. You're in control.
Take all the time you want, folks.
We'll take this one in red.
Beautiful choice, sir.
No, black.
Black. That's actually my favorite color.
Red. Definitely red.
When software lets you quickly give customers what they want, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
You must all break out of your humdrum existences. The atom becomes the flower, becomes the ox, becomes the man. We all must change. The world needs change. You, sir, you must change.
Chevy Avalanche, the only vehicle that changes from an SUV to a pickup. There's also a Motor Trend's 2002 Truck of the Year.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Chevy Avalanche, like a rock.
Look at the game summary. They've gotten the scoreboard in order, 25-12. It's Indiana leading it by 13, 6:48 to go first half. And balanced scoring for Indiana. Just about everybody pitching in right now, but for the Seahawks, only 3 players have scored. Terrell, Burnett, and Blizzard. Coverdale. Off the curl, Jeffries, and steps.
Good step in defensively also just then to cause the violation.
Right now, let's check in with Dwayne Vallon. Dwayne?
And Dane Fife of Indiana used to suffer from what most of us regard as stage fright. He told me that when the lights went on and he went out on the court and saw the audience, he would tense up. He simply could not deliver. His coach called him a great practice All-America. What he did was he sought out a psychiatrist who gave him mental strength training drills, and he said it's made all the difference in the world, and now things are so much better for him.
Well, Dwayne, the offensive numbers have shown that Fife is having his best year offensively. There were never any questions about his defensive ability.
Well, you know, though, Ian, if you're struggling mentally and worrying about how you're playing, this game flat out stinks. Until you get yourself ready to play mentally and have fun, that's what it's all about.
Coverdale trying to answer after the Blizzard bucket. Bodies bumping, and Hare saves it for Coons.
You're worrying about it, just getting back on the Fife issue. Worrying about how you're playing all the time really takes the fun out of it. So it's good to see he took care of that. And it's nice to see his numbers going up because of it. Obviously, still defensively, he's pretty good.
Here's Coons. And he traveled. Well, Dane Fife, a senior from Clarkston, Michigan, a former McDonald's All-American. He's had leadership qualities even when he was an underclassman here at Indiana. Talented quarterback coming out of high school as well. He was actually recruited to play QB at Michigan. Decided to go for basketball here at Indiana.
Leaves it all on the floor each and every night he plays.
Donald Perry back in there for the Hoosiers. Coverdale maybe struggling with that ankle injury. Leaning jump shot, no good for Hornsby. Up the floor in a hurry. Hare. Pull-up pop from the baseline. That's an air ball.
Looks like a different team. The Seahawks compared to the other night against the Trojans.
Open on cue. Dane Fife with a 3.
Pretty good positioning on the floor. It's all about positioning yourself before the shot and getting the basketball in stride. Well done there from the left side of the basketball floor.
It's not a ratio that you look for in field goals and turnovers, 2-to-1, and the 2 being turnovers. Wiener, Blizzard, no. And those shots were rolling down for the Seahawks 2 nights ago, but he will head to the free throw line. Coming up Wednesday night, a new survivor. Don't miss the first 10 minutes because the castaways' lives will be turned upside down. Then stay tuned for an incredible adventure on the Amazing Race. It all begins at 8, 7 Central. That's Wednesday here on CBS. Brett Blizzard, he's a native of Tallahassee, Florida, and of course that's Florida State country. That was his dream to attend Florida State. They were interested. They really thought of Blizzard more to walk out, come in, prove yourself, and Blizzard had other opportunities. That's why he made his way over to Wilmington and has become a star in the Colonial Athletic Association Player of the Year.
Yeah, went north a little bit and looking for some opportunity to play and found it. It's a great home for him, and he's really had a terrific career to this point.
Terry upstairs, knocked away by Terry.
Terry goes up a different level into the air. That rebound the last time he was down the floor showed us that, and that deflection was also.
28-16, ball fake Terrell, then the hole clogged up. Here's Hare, bouncing, and a foul call. Jeffries was the second man in, and Perry took the hit initially from the big man.
Pretty good delivery by Hare out front also. You'll see him break down Hornsby out front, and then you get the ball and just turn and go to the basket. That's a good call. Second guy in, Jeffries with the block. Watch down low. Slide in, emphatically done upstairs, but the block down low, that's why the big guy will go to the line.
It was Perry picking up his first foul. One thing the Seahawks have done well is shoot free throws. 9 of 9 as Coombs converts. 19th foul on the Hoosiers. Aaron Coombs averaging just under 11 minutes per game. He's the top big man off the bench. Runs the floor fairly well for Jerry Wainwright's Seahawks. And it's a 10-point game again as we approach the 4-minute mark first half.
Clearly, Indiana wants to try to stretch this lead, and from the Seahawks standpoint, if they could just hold on with a couple of defensive stops and try to get it to half under double digits, that would be a win psychologically for them.
In the corner, Perry. 14 to shoot. Fife swings it. Jeffries open look. No good for 3. 2 bodies hit the deck. It was Fife and Burnett, and it looks like Burnett picks it up.
A lot of action down that end of the floor. See them jockeying for position, and they both go down. I think they get tangled up with their feet also initially, but Burnett with a little bit of a push beforehand.
Second foul on Tim Burnett. 15th foul on the Seahawks with 3:50 to go first half. We'll step aside. Come back with more from Sacramento.
After the all-new Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
It has over 20 million customers nationwide. Works with nearly half the Fortune 1000 and provides the wireless network for BlackBerry and Palm. Bet you didn't know who's so big in business. Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Tonight on Robo Bash, we got 5-time world champion and Victor. And in this corner, mini fridge.
Todd, what is it?
It's a Bud Light.
Lock on.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no mercy!
How do they see through the stockings?
How do they see through the stockings? They're sheer.
Right.
But you're missing the point of the story. The woman's car is commandeered, stranding her miles from the nearest FedEx location.
She's toast?
No. Directly across the street. Her salvation.
Directly across the street?
Technically, it was a kitty corner, but stay with me. Is it a mirage?
I don't know.
Is it a miracle?
Yes.
No. It's one of thousands of FedEx Express drop boxes strategically located at post office locations coast to coast.
Keeping the engines of commerce
well lubed. Precisely.
This March, after the buzzer sounds, head into overtime with Dave.
Do you need help with the zipper?
The Late Show, weeknights on CBS.
Coming up, Singular at the half. Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the latest tournament news, plus a live look-in on the Stanford-Kansas game. That's all coming up. Singular at the half. 28-18, Indiana leading North Carolina Wilmington. Just under 4 minutes to go until halftime. Odom on the outside for Perry. Indiana with the ball and a chance to add to their lead.
Once again, now using both sides of the floor. The action, a little bit of motion away from the basketball.
Moyer defended by Hare. Indiana did from the field. But the Seahawks at 23%.
They're thinking about going over Terrell down low, but I don't know if that's a good decision with what they've just done.
Ball squirts loose. Slam by Perry.
That's a classic. Perry just wanted the basketball more just then on that trip.
And it takes a timeout. Only 3 seconds remain on the shot clock.
In and out. Good. Keep the victim calm.
1 and 2 and
Okay, there you go. It's over 130 channels, sports, news, entertainment, even your local channels, and it's only $39.99 a month.
Just $39.99 a month. Over 130 channels of DirecTV programming, even your local ones. Now get a DirecTV system for $49 or less, installed.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
The number 5 seed in the South, Indiana, leading the 13th seed, North Carolina Wilmington, 28-18. Jimmy, similar field to 2 nights ago when Indiana played Utah. Hoosiers didn't have their A game, yet they controlled the action start to finish.
Right, exactly. At halftime, they're up 15 as Hornsby lets rip. The shot clock goes down. But you're right, Ian, it was a different tempo for the Seahawks, though, who are going up and down the floor a little faster against the Trojans. So an adjustment for them, the same old thing for Indiana.
Here's Coombs in a matchup with Odom. Nobody has stepped forward offensively. Blizzard has done the best that he can, but he's 1 of 4 from the field. He's got 8 points. His damage at the free throw line.
He's still not in bad shape, though, believe it or not, with only 18 points on the board.
They can bring it to single digits here, but the shot clock is winding down. The left jump, and Williams, no. And knocked out of bounds. Who's got it? Seahawks. Coverdale will check in for Indiana, replacing Perry. Our game summary in a 10-point game. See the field goal percentage. It was much higher for Indiana. They've been struggling a bit in recent minutes from the field.
23% though for the Seahawks. Everything coming from the outside.
And a turnover. The Seahawks tried to get it in. They threw it back court. Terrell went up high, but Jeffries is such a lanky figure.
And Jeffries must have looked at the scouting report because that's what the Seahawks did the other night. And they threw the ball long on their inbounds underneath the basket.
Seahawks 10 of 10 at the free throw line. They are 4 of 18 from the field. 2.5 to go until intermission. Here's Hornsby. Spread the floor. Jeffries. He's going to look to 1 of 5 from the field. Jeffries with a hard drive. And he draws the foul.
Holmes' reaction will tell you that he knows he gave up the baseline. Watch the right shoulder of Jeffries is going to get by. Once you're by, forget about it. You can finish or get fouled. It's not even close defensively at that point if you give up the shoulder.
Coombs picks up that personal foul. That's number 2. Jeffries, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and he misses on the free throw. You know, talking to Mike Davis, Callahan checks in for the Seahawks. He told us that they had an MRI done on the ankle of Jared Jeffries. They were told he needed 4 weeks of rest. The problem, obviously, you're not getting any rest in the month of March.
No, not a good time to be taking 4 weeks of rest. You get 4 weeks of rest, that means you're out of the tournament. So I think he's best off playing on.
Jeffries missing on a pair.
But his numbers have been down considerably since that ankle injury. There's no question about it statistically.
He had built such a huge lead in the running for the Big Ten Player of the Year that he was able to hold off other players in the conference. Pull up front, it's a long 2-pointer for Blizzard, and he's got 10.
Only 5 shots to this moment in the basketball game, but they've at least gotten it under the double-digit lead. Back down only 8 right now, so if they can get a defensive stop.
Hornsby, a 3.
Good answer by Hornsby, though, with that little flare cut. Good delivery from Coverdale, so Indiana comes back, runs a nice set to get right back to an 11-point lead.
You've got a bunch of unbiased fans here at Arco Arena that want to join in with the Seahawks, but Indiana just keeps them at arm's length. Blizzard got Hornsby in the air, kicks it out. Here's Callahan. He's been very quiet. Another good defensive set for the Hoosiers.
Hornsby with that hand flying back against Blizzard really made that play because he was beaten off the cut.
Under a minute to go, first half. Callahan is 0 for 4 shooting. No points, no rebounds after the big effort in the win over USC. Jeffries picked up by Terrell. Off the fadeaway. The rebound snatched by Williams. He does get up high.
He sure does, and so does Terrell. His leaping ability affected Jeffries' shot that trip.
Final 35 seconds of the first half. Off the back end, Callahan. That's his first field goal.
He's thinking to himself, man, it's about time. I thought I forgot how to put the ball in the basket.
Shot clock has been turned off. Waning moments first half. And a reach-in foul. And that is going to put Coverdale at the free throw line. Ed Williams will pick it up with 20.5 on the clock.
Here we go with the defensive stance. Up goes one guy. Terrell goes up first. Man, finish it off with a nice leap there by Williams also.
Tom Coverdale. You see the numbers against Utah. First free throw short.
Wow, just barely got to the front iron.
He has not scored in the first half today. And it's the Seahawks that can hold for one, amazingly enough.
We want to go right at about 5 seconds here.
Trailing 31-22. Blizzard shake and bake. Blizzard pull it. Time expires in the first half. Indiana has led this one from the opening tip, but North Carolina Wilmington showed to this first half. Let's go over to Dwayne Vallon.
Coach Davis, your impressions of that first half?
Well, I thought defensively the first 10 minutes we played really well, but we had too many breaks now in the second 10 minutes of the first half.
Thank you. Ian?
All right, Dwayne, thanks very much. North Carolina Wilmington on a 14-6 run at the end of the first half. Mike Davis not thrilled with the way this thing ended. Indiana leads it. More coming up.
Introducing the 160 horsepower Civic Si from Honda. You'll know it when you see it.
Follow the NCAA Tournament with live scores, stats, and analysis in the Game Center only at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Catch Jag Tuesday on CBS. It's all here.
He's one of a kind. Subway's Jared is fine. Next to him there is none. He's the only one.
No, I'm not the only one.
Oh, sorry.
I went from this to this, thanks to Subway restaurants. I did it by eating Subway's low-fat subs for lunch and exercising every day. My friends even call me Johnny Subway now. Thanks, Jared.
Subway, eat fresh.
Which would you choose? A fund ranked #1 by Lipper or one rated 5 stars by Morningstar? If you can't make up your mind, choose both. Since its inception in 1985, the Strong Opportunity Fund is ranked #1 in its Lipper class. Plus, it has earned Morningstar's 5-star overall rating, making it a proven performer no matter which way you look at it. Call toll-free 1-888-4STRONG or visit us in Indy at 96th and Meridian. You're one call away from a strong portfolio.
From Wish TV, your 24-hour news station, here's the latest from News 8.
Good evening, I'm Shanna Kelly. It's 41 degrees at the Wish TV studios. More than 100 people turned out today for a fundraiser to help the family of Jason Baker. Baker died in a police action shooting in September of last year. The money raised today will help the Baker family get to Washington for a memorial service, which will honor fallen officers. We'll have more on this story tonight on News 8 at 11. This is your 24-hour news station.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that supports self-expression nationwide.
Hi, everyone. Welcome once again. Singular at the half here in New York. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg. At halftime, the Hoosiers lead at 31-25. If I were Mike Davis, I'd be a little concerned because my lead was a lot bigger than this earlier.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Greg. They were up double digits at one time and were on cruise control. But UNC Wilmington, 10 of 10 from the foul line. And Indiana now only up by 6 at the half. They'll have to continue to do what they did early on. Good, solid defense, executing their offense and knocking down their shots, especially inside.
Winner of this game qualifies for a spot in the Sweet 16 in Lexington against Duke next weekend. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, the other game in action right now, Kansas with a 38-23 lead on Stanford, coming up on 3.5 to play in the first half. Let's go to St. Louis. Dick Enberg and Matt Gukas.
With 3:45 left in this opening half, the top seed in the Midwest, the Kansas Jayhawks, feeding off to a 15-point start, 15-0 lead, still hold that advantage. as we close in on the final minutes of this opening half.
Well, their defense was fast and furious to start this game, forcing turnover after turnover. It has settled down a little bit, and Stanford is getting used to the timing of the defense and at least able to complete some passes now.
Turnover as Heinrich called for the violation. But he's in the game when many thought he wouldn't play, and he certainly has contributed as you check how well Kansas has shot the ball, and Stanford finding the defense of the Jayhawks tenacious early on.
Casey Jacobson, the only Stanford Cardinal able to get any kind of scoring done, and he's doing it primarily from the free throw line, just looking for a body to bang into.
Borchard able to lay one in. 5 points for him. For Mike Montgomery, he'd like to see his team get it down into single-digit deficit as Borchard makes the block and then gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Gooden.
Nice high-low action for Stanford. Joe Kirchhoffer able to dump the pass down, but a good seal in there by Borchard and terrific hands. Lots of traffic in there. It's pretty tough to come away with the pass there against some quick, active defenders. And at the other end of the floor, Curtis Borchard, an outstanding shot blocker.
See, he scored 19 in the win against Western Kentucky, averaging 17 on the season, and led the Cardinal in rebounds with 11 and a half a game.
He's just happy to be playing this year. The last couple of years, suffering stress fractures in his foot.
John Borchard, who 9 years was a top offensive lineman in the National Football League. 6 of those with Seattle, and that's where the Borchards make their home.
Kansas just pushes the ball so hard at you. Beautiful spin move inside by Drew Gooden.
4 points for Gooden, the All-American. You hear the fans go, ooh, when he performs.
I think a lot of people just enjoy the way Kansas plays so quickly.
The same word my partner Clark Kellogg just used watching the Kansas Jayhawks at work. They appear to be too quick for Stanford. 40-26, the Jayhawks in the lead. Earlier today in St. Louis, Kentucky's Wildcats moved on to the Sweet 16, 87-82 over Tulsa. Tayshaun Prince, what a day he had. Get used to how that looks. 3-pointer at halftime gave the Wildcats a 1-point lead.
How about a little D from Prince? Swanson shot denied in at the other end. Bogans. Tough little leaner here in traffic. The score is tied at 45.
And then, as Tubby Smith applauds, Antonio Reed with the open 3 tied the game at 58, but they couldn't stop Tayshaun Prince. A career-high 41 points. Just raining threes left and right. Wildcats led big there. They won by 5, 87-82. In Sacramento today, the Oregon Ducks, the number 2 seed in the Midwest, survived Wake Forest 92-87.
Wake's leading scorer for the game, Craig Dawson, with 20 points, had to sit out the last 7 minutes, but his team still almost pulled it off. Jamal Levy gives the Wake Forest Deacons a 1-point lead.
Luke Ridnour, the deep 3-pointer, his 7th of the game, gave the Ducks a 2-point lead. They go on to win it by a score of 92-87. They're in the Sweet 16 in Madison, Wisconsin. In Albuquerque today, Wyoming gave it a valiant effort, but fell to the 3rd seed in the West, the Wildcats of Arizona, 68-60. Luke Walton, short jumper, draws the foul, 44-39, Zona.
Wyoming would not go away, though, Greg. Josh Davis going to get this missed shot, put it in the hoop, and is fouled. They were within 6, 53-47.
But young Mr. Walton again, 21 points, 9 rebounds on the day, moves inside, nice soft touch. Arizona in the Sweet 16, they're off to San Jose. They win it 68-60. Also going to San Jose, the Missouri Tigers. The Tigers knock off number 4 seed Ohio State in the West. Kareem Rush, long 3, bounce, drops in.
And then Clarence Gilbert, ATM time cash money from deep, although he banked that one in. That's even more of an ATM. Ricky Paulding, he led him with 20. Off the steal, he'll throw it down. 36-21 Missouri.
Ricky Paulding had a chance to do a lot of that. This time Arthur Johnson gives him a chance to slam it home. Missouri's Tigers a winner over the 4th seed Buckeyes 83-67. In Greenville, South Carolina, Kent State knocked off the number 2 seed Crimson Tide of Alabama 71-58. Trevor Huffman, his specialty, the 3.
How about looking at Trevor do it again? All day long they took Alabama off the dribble and buried open shots. 53-33 Golden Flashes. And then Antonio Gates working off the bounce. Step away jump shot, 66-48 Kent.
This time Trevor Huffman ahead of the pack for the layup. Golden Flashes up 66-48, and then Eric Thomas with a deep three-pointer to put the lid on it. Kent State off to the Sweet 16 in Lexington, Kentucky, 71-58 over the Crimson Tide. And Notre Dame gave the Duke Blue Devils a fight, but the top seed in the South won it by a score of 84-77. Jason Williams to the hole.
But Notre Dame was battling all game long. Ryan Humphrey working the weak side glass, board and throw down. They're within 3. Tied game. Here's Boozer, left hand jump hook.
Notre Dame trying to catch up. Chris Thomas will miss the three-pointer. Matt Carroll is there, but with the offensive foul go the Irish Hopes. Duke a winner. Duke off to Lexington, Kentucky as a member of the Sweet 16 as well. We thank you for joining us here on Singular at the half. Coming up, the second half of UNC Wilmington, Indiana in Sacramento. Right after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the half. Sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that supports self-expression nationwide.
Hi, everyone. I'm back in town to get you on your feet again.
Get up.
Okay, fellas.
So what do you think? Good offense or good defense? Pick one for a chance to win a Volvo S60 at volvocars.com/questions.
Lay him down. Okay, you have a straight, impressive. You have a full house, jacks over tens. However, my friend here has the unbeatable pair of bacon and chicken. The king of clubs. Exactamundo. And nothing beats the king of clubs.
Isn't this the king of clubs?
No, that's a clover.
Taco Bell's new Club Chalupa is the king of clubs. All white meat chicken and smoked bacon in a crispy chalupa shell. Raise the stakes with the king of clubs and think outside the bun.
At a moment like this, you don't want to depend on bargain brake parts. So have your brakes checked every year and ask for premium quality Raybestos brand brakes. They're tested and certified for your safety. A life-saving reminder from Raybestos, the best in brakes.
Of all the minivans available today, only one comes with the government's highest 5-star safety rating, a 10-year warranty, and a starting price of under $20,000. The Kia Sedona. Pretty impactful, isn't it? Right now, get 0% APR financing on the 2002 Kia Sedona.
15 years ago in a playoff right here at 11, Larry Mize hit one of golf's most unforgettable shots to win the green jacket, a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Indiana leading UNC Wilmington by 6 at halftime. We'll return to Sacramento after this message and a word from your local station.
If you could peer into the soul of the newest Mazda, what would you see? Horsepower Mazda MPV. Body of a minivan. Soul of a sports car.
Don't miss the first 10 minutes on a special night of Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
I'm Judy Jones. I'm Judy Jones. Judy Jones. I'm Judy Jones.
Told you. Only works for me.
I'm Judy Jones. Judy Jones.
Ford. Your money, your voice.
My dream kitchen? That would be no kitchen at all. Since I am head chef, dishwasher, and laundry goddess, I want the best. And choices. Lots of choices. H.H. Gregg is so good about choices. Now, if I can only make up my mind.
H.H. Gregg has more choices than anybody, all at unbeatable low prices. H.H. Gregg, welcome to the revolution in choices.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the all-new Saturn Vue, American Express, Microsoft, and by Bud Light.
Another nice day here in Sacramento, California. Arco Arena, Indiana, the number 5 seed in the South, leading UNC Wilmington 31-25. And welcome back courtside. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spanarkel. Two schools of thought here if you're Indiana. Had a 13-point lead, so you have to be frustrated that you weren't able to at least maintain it or build on it. But you've got Coverdale and Jeffries combining for 2 points in the first half. So part of you is happy that you're actually leading at halftime.
Oh, absolutely, and this is the way Indiana plays, and really the Seahawks do that also. They play slow-down type of games in half-court sets, and Jeffries, as you touched on, not scoring a whole bunch. Here he is with his one bucket where he goes to the basket. But watch the involvement. He's blocking shots and going after the basketball. He caused this turnover right there at half-court. Rebounding, going after the ball again, loose ball opportunities. So a guy who's been injured playing through his injury and really doing things that don't always necessarily show up on the stat sheet.
And not a good sign for Indiana with Tom Coverdale not at 100% because of the ankle. Donald Perry, the freshman, steps in to start the second half at point for the Hoosiers. Jeffries, aggressive move. And a chance for three. Jared Jeffries with a field goal to open up. Indiana 33, North Carolina Wilmington 25. Just underway here in the second half. And the Big Ten Player of the Year, Jared Jeffries, with a chance for a three-point play. Personal foul called on Brett Blizzard. That is his first.
And after only one bucket in the first half, he comes right back in the first 15 seconds of the second half for Mike Davis and gets off to a good start offensively and really a pretty good attack going to the basket. Let's see how the Seahawks handle the half-court pressure once again that was in the first half by Indiana, and obviously they're going to come out and do the same thing again.
Largest Indiana crushing in that first half, 13 points, but Seahawks went on a 14-6 run at the end of the half.
Just will not allow penetration off the dribble.
Here's Williams, stripped to the ball. Lead feed, intercepted by Tim Burnett.
Good hustle by Burnett Blizzard.
Burnett taking it to and a slam follow doesn't go for Terrell.
That's the opportunity that they need so desperately.
Perry's pass in the post was broken up. And a jump ball, possession arrow to North Carolina Wilmington.
You know, off to the races Burnett goes. He tries to put the ball in. Watch how closely it gets to going down, and then just a tough miss for Terrell the other way. And the opportunities are there for the Seahawks. Just can't get that rhythm and get the basketball to go in for them. Same way they started the first half.
Rhythm, they had a lot of that in their overtime win over USC. Blizzard, a jumper. Off the iron, rebound, Burnett, and a foul. At halftime, Dwayne Ballin had a chance to talk to Jerry Wainwright.
Coach Wainwright, what adjustments will you make in this second half?
Well, Dwayne, I'll tell you what happened. You know, the first game we played was such a frenetic, fast-paced game, and this is a half-court game, and we were a little out of whack here, and hopefully we understand it. It's the same game except it's half-court. Made a nice comeback, and if we get off to a good start, we'll make a game of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian?
All right, thanks very much. Another foul call. That was a problem for Indiana in the first half. The team fouls began piling up. This time it's Jeffries picking it up. And for Jared Jeffries, his first foul.
You know, and Jerry's comments are interesting there. We just touched on. He said, you know, if we get off to a good start, we'll make a game of it. They're a confident bunch, even though I don't think they were confident in the first half. They were just a little thrown off, as he said. Here's that great inbounds play they have from the other end of the floor. But he's right. This 5-minute period of time, the first 5 minutes, they have to get on track.
Here's Burnett on a pass-off. Callahan very quiet in the first half. After scoring 18 in the win over USC, Burnett penetration, body bumping high off the glass, and Tim Burnett converts.
Twice we've seen Burnett here in the second half go towards the paint, go towards the basket. That time he got away with a little bump on Jeffries, I believe. That's how they'll chip away at the lead.
He does have a fearless mentality as he took it amongst the trees of Indiana. 2 minutes gone by, second half. Jeffries turning, more assertive here in the second half. Jeffries a leader. And a foul called as Callahan was trying to D up one-on-one.
Down the other end, you're right. Burnett coming right in. You see that little push back there. You saw Jeffries kind of come back at us a little bit, and then Jeffries goes into the block area and gets bumped as he throws up his little bit of a floater and fall away.
Jeffries at the free throw line, 68% this season. That wiry frame enables him to use that versatility in so many areas. He does have pretty good range on the jump shot.
The ability to play more than one position. He, in fact, can play 3, 4, sometimes 5 positions on the floor.
Who's got it? And the officials will huddle up. And it will be Seahawks ball.
They were pointing in the correct direction. I believe they were just calling out the wrong color at that point.
Indiana 35. North Carolina Wilmington 27. Perimeter, Williams puts it on the floor, defended by Hornsby. Now it's Terrell.
Just don't let anything happen, do they, Indiana, from the defensive presence on the perimeter?
No, they've been airtight defensively. Blizzard, fade away.
Terrific shot by Blizzard just then, because Fife was just flat all over him, almost like a glove on a hand, the way Fife was in his face, but he knocks it down anyway.
It's all Blizzard right now for North Carolina Wilmington. 15 of their 29 points. We'll hit the 17-minute mark of the second half. Fife using an Odell screen. There's the switch. Odell, one dribble, swatted down. Terrell came out of nowhere.
Comes out of nowhere very quickly, too, doesn't he? And we'll take a look down the other end. Coming off the screen. Blizzard's going to come up. Watch Fife, though. So he retains possession, defensively, rather. Good positioning right there. Good shot.
Perry looking to get it in. He does to Odell. 10 seconds left to shoot. Coverdale on the bench. Injured ankle. Did not practice yesterday. Perry has to make something happen. Penetration. First step to the rim.
And use the entire shot clock just down there. Just drifting down to 1 second just then on that shot.
Indiana 37, North Carolina Wilmington 29. They go inside. Rejected. Williams. And it knocked out of there by Jeffries.
Jeffries led the conference in block shots. Second guy in. Good stay by Hornsby. Doesn't allow a better angle and a better closeness to the basket. Holds his ground, allows the second guy in, Jeffries, to just swat it clean.
And his second block of the day. 15 to shoot. Burnett, keep it on the perimeter. Blizzard looking for some air. There's the jumper. Terrell off the rim and rebounded by Perry. Newton has checked into the game for Indiana. Burnett swats Perry's attempt away underneath. And Burnett, they leave him open. And a three-pointer doesn't go. Rebounded by Jeffries.
A game of defense, a game of missed shots so far here in the second half.
Newton. Count and one.
Good delivery. Good delivery on the pass, the follow and finish by Newton. He followed his path to the basketball right to the basket. And here comes that Burnett block, lining it up, swatting maybe a little body below, but here's that delivery. Newton just catches and follows the path of the basketball towards the basket and finishes the play.
Indiana has built the lead to double figures once again. Ed Williams picks up his second foul. And North Carolina Wilmington with 3 team fouls. Stuart Hare checks in. Callahan will get a breather. And Terrell heads to the bench as well. As Aaron Coombs gets some time on the floor. Newton completes the three-point play. He's got 8. Indiana in front by 11.
just not good with the ladies, like you said, Rick.
All right. Try this on her. Hi, I'm Paul. You have beautiful eyes.
Hi, I'm Paul, and you have beautiful eyes.
I'd love to take you out sometime.
Love to take you out sometime.
So how much?
So how much?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Introducing the nimble, all-wheel drive Saturn Vue. At home in almost any environment.
Thank you for calling American Express. This is Tara Hilton. How can I help you?
Talking to our card members, I just enjoy doing that.
I've been an American Express financial advisor for 13 years.
Jim makes it so simple.
That's a good thing in a financial advisor.
I get to know customers. I listen to them.
You've planned the next 18 years?
Yeah. I put together a college plan for Adam.
American Express, Paul Garcia, how may I help you?
I've lost my wallet.
They can give you all the service that you need.
Thank you.
That's called Gold Card Events. I have got 4 tickets for the Lion King.
As soon as the call comes in, I can help them with a number of things.
Hi there, I'm stuck in a jam here. I might miss my flight.
We were able to make different travel arrangements.
Some small way, you were able to influence people's lives.
It helps take out some of the stress in their life.
Which is an amazing thing to be able to do.
Tell me about it.
There is always a clue. Can you find it?
TV's most watched show, CSI, returns March 28th.
Monday on an all-new Late Show with David Letterman. Don't miss Arizona Senator John McCain, musical guest, The White Stripes. And then on Tuesday, Dave welcomes Jon Stewart. It's only on CBS. Now the heart and soul of this Indiana basketball team, Tom Coverdale, native of Noblesville, Indiana. And Coverdale is now headed towards the tunnel and to the locker room. Re-injured his ankle in the victory over Utah the other night. Coverdale did not practice yesterday. He did start the game, but has not played here in the second half.
Another 20 seconds. Pretty sound defense so far for Indiana.
Williams off the drive. Line drive delivery.
And also had it float away. You see Coverdale back there just warming up, trying to get the ankle, the back. He's had all sorts of problems. Just can't sit on the bench that long. If you have injuries, you just got to keep moving.
Thought he was going into our truck for a moment.
Maybe we place somebody in there.
No names.
No names.
Out along the perimeter. Hornsby. Williams hit the deck. Hornsby open look. And rebounded by Burnett. 5 minutes gone by. Second half. 40-31. Hoosiers leading the Seahawks.
Seahawks are trying to get a couple of consecutive trips down the floor to get some belief back in their team.
Burnett's been aggressive here in the second half. Gave up his dribble. Forced to take an off-balance shot. And the rebound gobbled up by Jeffries.
He had to shoot that basketball or it would have been a 3-second violation.
Jeffries coast to coast. And knocked out of bounds. Indiana's going to retain possession. First win in the postseason for Indiana in their win over Utah since 1999 when they beat George Washington University. It had been a long time coming in this tournament for the Hoosiers. 19-2 bench points. Indiana getting contributions from the substitutes. Jeffries lets it fly. Three-pointer, no. And a foul called over the back on Hornsby. And here comes Coverdale making that walk.
Probably just going to try to time it so when he can get back into the basketball game to keep himself loose. You getting tight sitting here?
A little bit?
Yeah, you don't have to run up and down either. This guy has to get back in the basketball game with a tight back. Bad ankle and get back in there. The question becomes how long is he going to sit there until he gets back in the game.
Indiana leads by 9. Joel Justice, native of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, has checked in. Here's Blizzard. Running one-hander, no, but a foul. Brett Blizzard earns another trip to the free throw line where he is 6 of 6 tonight. Jeff Newton, that is number 3 on the backup big man for Indiana.
Blizzard pretty good at using his body and his hesitation dribble also to get himself in good positioning so that he can get fouled and get his shot off.
Blizzard free throw. Rims out. Told you about the foul on Newton, and here comes Coverdale for Indiana, replacing Donald Perry.
So he only sat on the bench there for about 15 seconds or so, which is good. He timed it fairly well.
First miss from the line for North Carolina W. Now 10 of 11 as Blizzard does connect on the second attempt. It's an 8-point disparity. Blizzard has 16.
What both of these teams are usually accustomed to.
Importantly up top, Newton runs into a wall. Joel Justice, and a foul assessed.
Justice on the weak side of the floor just then did not recognize quickly enough the lob pass. You see him come in and cut just underneath. You have to establish and allow the offensive player to catch the basketball and allow him to come down cleanly.
Each school with 14 fouls. Indiana triggers in. Coverdale watched by Blizzard. What a different pace this is for the Seahawks, who went up and down the floor with USC 2 nights ago. But it's really a pace they're accustomed to during their regular season action in the Colonial Athletic Association.
Yeah, most of the times they're playing games in the 60s, which this is kind of stacking up to final score. Jerry Wainwright's group is okay with this pace. The problem, though, I think, is at the other end of the floor, Indiana is accustomed to this pace also, can play half court and get good executions, good cut.
Second foul on Callahan. Jeffries gets the roll off the inbounds and a chance for 3.
You know, Coverdale has not scored like he normally does in a basketball game with 0 points, but he made another terrific entry pass, stacking up the assists. He has 5 already. Good delivery that trip to Jeffries.
How about as a team? Indiana with 11 assists. UNC Wilmington has 1.
Yeah, that says it all right there. They've just not been able to get any offense really going. Those half-court stints, and they haven't been able to leak out on any fast break opportunities at all.
Substitution, Terrell in, and Williams to the bench. Jeffries has stepped it up here in the second half. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. 43-32. Up top, broken up. Coverdale on the move, picked up by Justice. Here's Fife directing traffic. Coverdale will pull the trigger. Knocked down from 3-point range. He missed that shot, but Justice is called on the foul out on the perimeter.
And there is a knack in knowing when to fall. Comes hard off the screen, up comes the shot, and he gets hit, but you have to fall down to get that call. If Coverdale does not fall down, he probably would not be at the line.
Justice with his 3rd personal foul. And all the little things that the Seahawks did well in their win over USC, those things aren't happening here tonight.
No, they're not, and I think defensively, Jerry Wainwright understands that it's a different game. When we had his comments at halftime, he recognized that it's a different style of play. His team has to get used to it, but it's a notch better or 2 notches better than what they're accustomed to at their level of play throughout the season.
First points of the game for Coverdale, and Indiana with a 46-32 advantage.
They just wear you down. They're wearing them down a little bit with their half-court sets.
Ball movement, Stuart Hare, who may have had the dunk of the tournament so far in that win over USC.
Not only the dunk, but the timing of that dunk.
Out of bounds, Burnett. And the Seahawks turned it over with an even 13 minutes to go. 12th turnover. Craven with a jumper for USC to force the extra session. There's the 2-handed finish for Hare. And the celebration afterwards for Jerry Wainwright and company. No celebrating so far tonight, though. Seahawks down big.
second, their fraternity will force them to join a sorority.
Yeah, very funny.
Hi. Oh my God. Why? Coming through. Oh. 3 times later. I love when you braid my hair.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm addicted to porn. Hello, bye.
Sorority Boys, rated R. Please be a size 8.
Oh, yeah!
Starts March 22nd.
When software quickly connects supply and demand, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
Why are RE/MAX agents so successful selling your home or buying a new one? From birth, they're different.
To the future RE/MAX agent, play has purpose.
Hour 27. Subject becomes cell phone aware.
He exhibits real estate skills quite early.
Fascinating.
Identify tutor. Correct. RE/MAX agents average more than 13 years experience, but their ability to respond to customers comes naturally. RE/MAX.
CBS presents a comedy that speaks for itself.
Sometimes I forget I have ears, and then my hand goes up there, and I'm all, hey, what's that?
Baby Bob, series premiere, CBS Monday.
Game summary with Indiana up by 14. It's something Jerry Wainwright told us a couple of days ago. If Brett Blizzard is the only guy scoring for the Seahawks, the team's in trouble. That wasn't the case against USC. It has been the case here tonight against Indiana.
Against the Trojans, he would have liked to have seen him get 10 assists, meaning that everybody would have been touching the ball. Right now, he has 0 assists.
Here's Jeffries way outside. Callahan sticks with him defensively. Fife off penetration. Coverdale searching for that jump shot, and he has found it, a 3. But it comes up Gimpy, backpedaling.
See the way he read Fife's delivery, though? Fife turned the corner, trying to get to the middle of the floor and curl down the middle of the lane. Boom, the kick-out pass works. They read each other very well.
9-0 Indiana run. They have their largest lead at 17. Ball movement for Burnett. Here's Terrell cutting to the rim. They've just been contesting every shot.
Every shot, you're right on the money with that defensively. Nothing has come easy at all for the Seahawks.
Dribble. Out of bounds. A timeout. 11:59 to play. Second half here at Arco.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Come on, man. 23 triple-doubles last season alone. He's a monster in the block. He can hit the 3. I mean, he's money come playoff time.
But he can't shoot a free throw. My grandmother could shoot a free throw better than him.
Well, I haven't seen your grandmother play, but I'm sure she's awesome. His critics call him cold, but I find this warm. I find it engaging.
I see that. It's more like a wheel of octopi.
Very unilateral. The play of dark and light is a classic, Dude, octopi?
One way. All the way. London, Paris, Frankfurt, Germany, Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong. Completely around the world. Get off, do what you want to do, get back on board, and continue. You should come along with us and see. My name is Lester Latham. I'm a Boeing 747-400 pilot for United Airlines.
Introducing the Isuzu Axiom.
It says sexy city style.
It has a V6 with 230 horses. Giddy up. Leather trim seats, smooth and supple. Plenty of cargo space, too. And America's longest and sexiest warranty. The Isuzu Axiom. You want one, don't you?
Now get 0% financing for up to 5 years or $3,000 cash back.
Listen up. Here's a new guy. His name is Lennox, and he can play. And he's going to make all you guys look better.
I hear practice is going rather well.
Yeah, new guy Lennox is working out.
Come on up, Dad.
By the way, what did he cost?
peanuts. Why would anybody that good play for peanuts? Loves the game.
I'm the open man.
Earlier today here in Sacramento, action from the Midwest, Wake Forest and Oregon, and a good one. Wake Forest got off to the great start, but Oregon battled back behind the jump shooting ability of Luke Rittenauer, and they win it 92-87. Ernie Kent moves on. Mike Davis is hoping for the same with his Indiana Hoosiers currently in control against North Carolina Wilmington. Fred Callahan with a pull-up jump shot.
A good little set there after the timeout for the Seahawks. A little screen away, and now they decide to go full court, which is Jerry Wainwright trying to get his team focused at the defensive end, pick them up, get a little more energy possibly.
A.J. Moyer is coming for Indiana, and there is a turnover. Blizzard is fouled in the backcourt, and the 15th foul on the Hoosiers.
So that strategy worked for one set down the floor defensively. Steal from the backcourt. And then two of the Hoosiers reaching and scrambling for the basketball.
It's number 2 on A.J. Moyer, and he will head to the bench, replaced by Kyle Hornsby. 49-35, Hoosiers. Red Blizzard, 16 of the 35 Seahawk points. Callahan over to Burnett. Baseline drive, Burnett tried to reverse and lost it. They have knocked it off his teammate Hare.
Yeah, he could have handed it to Hare just then. Hare was wide open.
Underneath, Newton turning in traffic, trying to follow his own shot. And a foul called. Callahan was going for the rebound.
One of the tall players for Indiana down low when they get that basketball. Newton has been effective. Effective in the first round game. Look at him with that position. Holds his ground pretty well right there, and then comes back and gets clobbered a little bit, but stays on the play.
It's number 3 on Callahan. And a 1-and-1 right now for Newton. Newton getting some medical attention out near the Indiana bench.
Mac Lenz trying to adjust that.
Little mirror. That's usually the telltale sign. It is a contact lens.
That's true. Never had any experience with contact lenses. I always find it interesting how they somehow find them. You know, they slide down their eye, and sometimes they're their uniform, but they're able to pick them up.
It's good stuff right there.
Keep moving along.
Newton at the free throw line. Contact lens in place. Just gave you some basketball insight you're just not going to find anywhere else.
That's it. You don't wear them, you know what it's like.
Anthony Terrell with the rebound off the Newton miss. Here's Hare. He's yet to get going here. Callahan just hasn't been crisp for North Carolina Wilmington.
Well, your comments about Hare not getting untracked, you could say that about most of the Seahawks this afternoon. It's just not working for them.
49-35.
Still have plenty of time to make a run. They can break down the Indiana half-court defense.
Blizzard turns the corner. Rejected by Newton. 26 seconds remain on the shot clock.
That's where their team defense comes into play so quickly, too. From the weak side, they always have principles down defensively. Help side defense is terrific.
Wilmington just has not gotten quality shots throughout the day. There's a pretty good one for Terrell.
And they're going to try to go full court again to keep the pressure on a little bit, force Indiana to make some decisions.
Fife holds on to it. Off the double team. Jeffries will get it across. Jeffries stops. Crosses it over to a wing. Jumper, Hornsby. No good. And it's rebounded by Terrell.
That's one of the things you try to get out of the full court defense is to get the Indiana Hoosiers to take a quick shot.
Blizzard steps, and Blizzard just hurt himself. Brett Blizzard stopped off the dribble. He tried to get Indiana defenders in the air, and Blizzard along that baseline in some pain.
Well, he's thinking about freezing the shot blockers right now, and then rolls the ankle. Wow. Trying to call timeout. Not sure if he got that call or not.
As head coach Jerry Wainwright comes over underneath the basket. Brett Blizzard. Indiana leading it by 12. We are just past the midway point of the second half. As we take another look.
Well, he's going to come down and try to plant himself. And the ankle just doesn't land properly on the floor. He gets himself in positioning, the plant, and then you can see the whole body go forward. Oh, in trouble there, there's no question about it.
Blizzard, a junior, as we mentioned, from Tallahassee, Florida, and he is forced to the Seahawk bench. They have led from the very beginning.
Good stop there by Jeffries, just a one-handed catch.
Here's Perry stepping in for Coverdale, who is not 100%. Newton with a head and shoulder fake. Loses the ball, but it ends up in the hands of Moyer.
He always seems to be around the basketball. About 5 feet in, he has a real good understanding of what his teammates are trying to do. There he gets a lucky one, but he works and creates his opportunity.
8 points for A.J. Moyer off the bench. Are opening up their lead, 51-37. Come up on 9 minutes to go. Callahan dropping. Wow, no call as Moyer took another hit.
And so did Callahan at the offensive end.
Horns who feeds the post. Newton running it in. And one.
Like the way Indiana has responded, they're going down the other side of the floor. Always looking for the big guys on the blocks to take advantage of their size. Here's a no call. I don't know about that. There's some contact going towards the basket. Here's that delivery down low. Newton catches, no dribble, right straight up. Seahawks not in position to defend on the quick entry pass.
Second foul on Terrell, and Newton at the line. 10 points, 2 rebounds. And Brett Blizzard is working on that left foot, putting the sock back on after Newton converts on the free throw. He is the first Hoosier in double figures with 11 points, but everybody has gotten involved for Indiana.
Yeah, it's been a real well-balanced attack for Indiana, just the way they like to play.
Hare is fouled, and the 6th team foul on the Indiana Hoosiers. Tate Fife with his 3rd personal.
Well, Indiana defensively, they're always helping out. Backside, little strip there by Coverdale coming out. And once again, the force, nothing easy on the offensive end for the Seahawks. Every shot has been contested.
And Brett Blizzard has returned to the floor for UNC Wilmington. So they have a run left in them.
Well, nearing that point of the game where they have to start taking quicker shots, not bad shots, but shots a little faster. First time they get it open, they have to go with it.
Terrell for Callahan, a trooper, short. Terrell skying up high. He does come down with a loose ball. Blizzard sets the feet and hits a 3.
Well, maybe he can give them a little bit of a lift. Defensively, they continue to try to pressure. Indiana hasn't convinced me that they can handle this cleanly yet.
Blizzard steps in. Out of bounds. Seahawks have it.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are trying to figure out whether Indiana can really take care of this basketball. I don't know, that may have been off a Seahawk, but they retain possession of the basketball.
Chapman and Moyer both had a shot at it. As we hit the 8-minute mark, second half. 54-40. First round upset for UNC Wilmington over USC. Trying to rally against this Indiana Hoosier team looking to go to the Sweet 16. Callahan turning. Hook shot. Doesn't get the roll, but he is headed to the line.
Good decision to get the ball in Callahan's hands, even though he's struggled all afternoon and evening. 2 for 9 from the floor.
Take a look at our CBS Sportsline stat of the game and 3-point shooting. UNC Wilmington has not been able to convert from long range. Indiana 7 of 6 coverage at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Overall field goal shooting, Indiana 50% from the field and UNCW 32%. 1 out of 2 for Callahan. Rebound fought for and a personal foul As Ed Williams was about to gather in, Fife went for the loose ball. That's number 4 on Dane Fife. Actually, the call on Moyer, so we'll go with A.J. Moyer picking it up. And that's his 3rd.
Yeah, Williams worked for a nice bounce in that missed free throw.
And Williams hits on the first, 61% on the season. A number of players from the state of Texas on this North Carolina Wilmington roster, including Ed Williams from Irving. Now that's an amazing part about this Wilmington team. They only have 4 North Carolina natives on their team. It's not as if they're just getting in-state talent year in and year out.
Well, they have to get, and Jerry Wainwright mentioned that to us, the guys who are under-recruited a little bit, but he gets good kids. He likes the fact that they want to play. They're motivated kids, and they just seem to fit in real well with his style.
And the second free throw for Williams. Well, Jerry Wainwright urging his team on. They trail by 11.
Hey, what do you think of this new Pontiac? Check it out.
Okay. Where?
Now, what kind of car is this?
I don't know, but he just told me to get in. Get in the driver's seat. I am liking this. Look at the stick, Dad. Look at it. Got the little chrome all chromed out. Yeah, well, we can fit what, about 200-300 back here? Man, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute, look at the back here. Let me go back there.
Meet the new Pontiac Vibe, official vehicle for the NCAA championships.
Jimmy Morris was a small-town science teacher who made a simple bet.
We start winning, you try out for the major leagues.
All right. On March 29th.
You bringing some kids? I'm here for me. For you. Well, all right, then. Don't hurt yourself.
His extraordinary journey begins.
Oh, my God!
Dennis Quaid.
You the old guy?
I'm the old guy.
The rookie.
What was it like watching the Ben play?
Oh! Rated G. Starts Friday, March 29th.
Dennis, got a great deal for you. You sitting down? A potato chip ad, $1 million.
Not interested.
Dennis, I just talked to the chip people, and because you're you, they say $2 million.
What did I just say, Sam?
No, I know, right, sorry. I got them up to 2.5 mil, and there's no eating of the chips. You look at them.
For the last time, I don't do ads, all right?
No, you shouldn't.
And that's final.
That I know, you're right.
Done.
Exactly. I'll tell them, maybe.
It's LensCrafters' best $99 offer ever. Right now, get a complete pair of glasses with DuraLens, our most scratch-resistant plastic lens for only $99. The $99 DuraLens event. This is one you don't want to miss. Offer ends March 23rd.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
From the classroom to the cockpit.
Python.
They want to be Top Gun, but first they'll have to survive the training. American Fighter Pilot launches CBS March 29th.
Sunday on 60 Minutes, Mike Wallace and the real Nobel Prize winner that Russell Crowe plays in the movie A Beautiful Mind. That's Sunday on 60 Minutes. 7:45 to go. Here from Arco Arena, final game in Sacramento before the NCAA Tournament moves on to the Sweet 16. Fight gets it over to Jeffries and a foul call. And now let's check in with Dwayne Ballin. Dwayne?
And Coach Wainwright just told the Seahawks to keep pressing, put the pressure on, and most important, do not bail out Indiana. He believes the Seahawks still have a shot.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. No bailout on that play. Jeffries was driving to the rim and would have had a pretty clear look at the basket. Now they force him to earn it at the free throw line. Callahan picks up the foul, number 4. Hornsby back on the floor for Indiana, and Moyer will head to the bench.
And Jerry Wainwright also wants to have the opportunity for his team to really continue to put pressure on the basketball. That's what he's talking about with that huddle, what Dwayne was mentioning. Keep the pressure on, trap, go full court, 3-quarter trap, whatever you have to do, but don't let up.
Gotta make hoops, though. There's one. Blizzard. Brett Blizzard knocks it down. He's got 22 and another one from long range.
Stepped on the sidelines.
Indiana turns it over.
All of a sudden, the Seahawks are starting to believe a little bit right now. That's take a look. Watch Jeffries trying to set the screen there. Clearly out of bounds. Good work overall.
And it means Mike Davis is going to make a change. Coverdale, the starting point guard, in for Perry.
Get a little bit of that stability back on the floor with Coverdale.
Can they get it to single digits here? Callahan swings it. Blizzard behind the back.
Fife, pretty good job defensively.
Terrell, fine first step and a collision. As did Anthony Terrell. And the third foul has been called on Kyle Hornsby.
One time, Jeffries didn't really help. Hornsby was a little bit late getting in, but a good, strong drive to the hoop.
UNC Wilmington still alive. Second half action.
Look, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Ellie's renting again. And Enterprise picked her up again. She said Enterprise picks her up free. Free? Free. Now that makes renting easy.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Introducing a whole new Energizer Max. With so much extra power inside, it's the longest lasting Energizer Max ever. Do you have the bunny inside?
Ten-point lead for Indiana. Newton has picked up that foul on the scrape, his fourth personal, and free throws coming up. No matter what happens here, and North Carolina Wilmington still very much alive. What they did in the first round, knocking off USC, hanging tough here against Indiana. They have certainly alerted college basketball fans to what kind of program they have in Wilmington and the job that Jerry Wainwright has done there over the last 8 years.
Oh, absolutely. I think they've really put a stamp on their program, one that they can play with a lot of teams in this country. They've had some tough losses this year, competitive basketball games, and a terrific overtime win against the Trojans was really a solid overtime period that they played.
Terrell just misses on a pair of free throws, and that's a tough sequence for the Seahawks. A foul called as Chapman was dealing with Coverdale, which will lead to free throws for Tom Coverdale. Chapman picks up his second foul. I think most people know the name Wilmington because Michael Jordan is from there. Sugar Ray Leonard is from there as well. Linda Lavin, I know you're a huge fan of her work. She's from there as well. You know, all the Alice sitcoms on DVD.
Wealth of Wilmington information here. Keep it coming.
Charles Kuralt.
Very good.
I can keep going. Coverdale has another free throw coming after missing on the first.
Great area of the state of North Carolina, too, by the way.
Oh, it's beautiful. And 1 out of 2 for Coverdale. 7 points for Coverdale. 57-46. Under 7 minutes to play now, second half. Callahan, he got 2 defenders in the air, tried to swing it to Ed Williams, and a turnover. 15th of the game for the Seahawks.
And that was just a little bit of frustration there, too. 2 Indiana players went right by him. Callahan, he's going to just take a seat on the bench for a minute and regroup a little bit.
And Coombs checks in to replace him. Again, that door was open. The Seahawks couldn't creep through it. Way outside Hornsby. Indiana with that 11-point lead. Cross-court feed on a skip pass from Jeffries to Fife. Down low now, Odell. Haven't said his name all that much today, and he bounces the ball to the Seahawks. Williams up the floor. Got it to go, and a foul.
How about the delivery by Chapman, too? He gets out down the floor, actually had a little opportunity against Coverdale to go towards the basket with it. Good release. Coverdale will come in and try to cut in front. Good delivery, good finish. The Seahawks, like you touched on, Ian, the door is slightly ajar. They're trying to push it open a little bit.
First points that UNC Wilmington has put up today in transition. And Newton in the game for Indiana. Williams completes the three-point play. It's 57-49 with 6:20 to go. Indiana with the lead.
And here's where Jeffries helps you as a big guy, huh? Bringing the basketball up the floor.
Look at the handle on Jeffries. Hornsby feeds the post. Jeffries turning for the layup.
Now how about that whole sequence, though? He handles the basketball. He may be injured a little bit right now, too.
He's flexing that left foot.
He may be cramping up in the calf. Generally, when you're pulling the toe of your sneaker like that, you're trying to reduce some of the stress on your calf. Now, you see him on the replay, though. He dribbles the ball up. He goes down underneath. The versatility of Jeffries to make things happen.
Jared Jeffries, a hometown sports hero from Bloomington, Indiana. Blizzard, for three.
Fife walks away shaking his head after that one. He was there again, hand up. Quick release by Blizzard.
Brett Blizzard, the best three-point shooter in the country 2 years ago. He's got 25, 4 of 7 from three-point territory. Jeffries driving, count it, and one. .5:39 to go, second half. Indiana 61, North Carolina Wilmington 52. Jared Jeffries at the free throw line, a chance for three.
Mike Davis riding Jeffries a little bit. Two solid plays by Jeffries in a situation here where UNC Wilmington trying to get back into this basketball game as the clock starts to work against them.
And Jeffries converts.
Twice, he's answered twice.
16 points, 7 boards, 2 blocks. Indiana back in front by 10. Chapman goes behind the back with the dribble. Blizzard. It's been all him for UNC Wilmington. A blizzard has hit Sacramento. It's official.
It's the indoor variety, too. Boy, he is really feeling it right now.
27 points for the junior from Tallahassee, Florida.
And that's against Fife, really, who's a pretty good defensive player also.
62-54. Blizzard is keeping the Seahawks in this game single-handedly. We will hit the 5-minute mark of the second half. Coverdale. Out of bounds.
Much better job, Seahawks defensively. Watch the little bit of room that he has. He just gets a little space, crossing over against Fife and knocks it back. Boy, they just won't go away.
10 seconds remain on the shot clock, and Fife will toss it in for Indiana. 8-point differential. Coverdale with 8 to shoot. Jeffries lines it up. Can't get it to drop for 3, and an uncontested rebound to Williams.
Jeffries has to get back under the basket. That's where he's getting his results.
Williams, a jumper. Gets the roll. It's a 6-point game.
Hello, Wilmington. Here we go again.
30-second timeout taken by Indiana. 4:38 remaining. Second half from Sacramento.
Ultra powerful. Ultra easy. Ultra powerful. Ultra easy. This is the concept behind new Lotrimin Ultra, the new way to cure athlete's foot. Why is it ultra powerful? Because it's got a new prescription strength ingredient that nobody else has. Why is it ultra easy? Because you just have to use it once a day. And it keeps your athlete's foot free for 3 months. Ultra powerful, ultra easy. New once a day Lotrimin Ultra.
The 5th seed, Indiana in the South, leading the number 13 seed, UNC Wilmington, 62-56. It's a 24-13 run. That came after Indiana took its largest lead of 17.
Well, I think Indiana has to find a way to get Newton and Jeffries involved on the blocks. That's where they've been having their success. The both of those guys combined with 27 points. Here's the look.
Jeffries, count it, and one.
Good execution, good time. He said to him, hey guys, we're getting away from what got us to this point in the basketball game. Watch this post up here, a little curl cut. Keep yourself between the basketball. And boom, he finishes off the play.
Aaron Coombs. Jeffries at the line. No good. And it's rebounded by Terrell. Hoosiers 64, Seahawks 56. We come up on 4 minutes to go. Hare back in there for North Carolina Wilmington. Off the fake, he's picked up by Jeffries. Blizzard, got a look. Off the rim. Follow attack. Count it. Ed Williams.
What a soft shot again by Blizzard, though. That's It's a shot that goes long range but comes down softly. It allows your offensive rebounders to go after in an attack. And the decisions, once again, have to start mounting up for both of these teams under 4 minutes.
Williams has 11.
Once again, same sets. Get Jeffries involved if you can, and Newton.
Blizzard a steal. Took it away from Coverdale. And Blizzard will back it out.
Good decision just then. Indiana was okay defensively.
Off penetration. Hare needs some help. And ball movement back into the hands of Blizzard.
The confidence. You got to keep the basketball in the eyes and the hands of the guys who are confident.
Gives it up, a jumper. Terry. Three.
Where did this come from? The full court traps have helped the Seahawks get right back in this basketball game. Jerry Wainwright on the side wants to put a uniform on and get on the floor. The place is starting to tilt, huh?
A frantic comeback by UNC Wilmington. Jeffries wants it himself. It's good.
Oh, he's showing you how to play the game of basketball on the blocks. They have to keep him down there. Good extension with the left hand.
And a foul called on Fife as the Seahawks were looking to toss it in, and that's it for Dane Fife, number 5.
Well, you see the attack. Beautiful post-up shot. Bang. Step right into it. Look at the bench. A lot of fun.
Team fouls, so the double bonus. Fife, 3 points, 1 rebound, and a heck of a challenge dealing with Brett Blizzard defensively. Blizzard at the free throw line. He is 7 of 8 tonight. So Mike Davis will have to make a change defensively on Blizzard as Callahan checks back in, or does he? No. Coombs will stay on after the first free throw. They'll allow the switch. 66-61. Blizzard at the line. First one's good.
He's in a bit of a zone, huh? Shooting the basketball. Even that last miss he had from long range. Boy, that looked like it was a pure shot that just kind of rolled in and rolled out on him.
Callahan back on the floor. Playing with 4 personal fouls. And we have a timeout. Indiana's 17-point lead has shrunk to 3.
We're bringing this brand new car around today. It's called the Pontiac Vibe. Sounds like a party wagon. How you guys like it?
I love it.
Yeah? It's pretty fat, yeah? It's a fantastic car.
I'm a Vibe girl, yeah.
Big, oh, sweet. Look at that AC connection. Yeah, it's awesome.
I can see it zipping around town.
This is the road trip mobile.
Look at this.
I like that. It sounds sharp.
I like the silver.
Control, circles.
They're built real tight, you know? This is my kind of ride.
Meet the new Pontiac Vibe, official vehicle for the NCAA Championships.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
Let's go, soldiers. You will not have a whole lot of time.
Spurs, once you had that magazine.
Lock it. Contender Fortis 3.
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
Excuse me, my cab.
I'm sorry.
Do we share a cab?
Why not?
You're with Fidelity.
That's right.
Let me ask you something. I still have a 401k from a job that I had 3 jobs ago. Can I move that?
Most of the time, sure. It's called a rollover.
Really?
We can do all the paperwork, and you just sign and roll it into an IRA, and you can buy stocks or mutual funds, whatever you're comfortable with.
And I'd be in control of it?
Sure.
My life down to 1 sheet of paper.
That's right. Simplicity.
To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
Lobster Fest is back. Dive into Red Lobster's mouth-watering celebration of your favorite lobster dishes and succulent new creations, starting at just $10.99. Red Lobster, go overboard.
The crowd here has clearly shifted in Sacramento to the Seahawks side, thanks in large part to the jump shooting of Brett Blizzard.
And he is letting it rip. Good rotation, good extension, good follow through, everything perfect about the jump shot.
66 to 63. Look at the game reset. Timeout situation. Possession arrow in favor of the Hoosiers. Indiana with the ball. 2:40 to go. Hornsby out on the perimeter. Blizzard in his face defensively.
Better pressure outside. The key is whether Jeffries can touch the basketball or not.
Jeffries lost his defender. Left-handed lay-in.
Well, Callahan went down on that play defensively.
Callahan playing with 4 fouls. There was no call.
Yep, we're going to clean up the floor a little bit with the perspiration. Good positioning, a little push maybe, but watch the left-hand delivery. Switches hands again. And Jeffries, they know where the action is. They have to get him the basketball each and every time down the floor.
Hoosiers back off defensively as Williams gets it across. We come up on 2 minutes to go. Inside, Hare off the double. There's Blizzard, baseline jumper, side rim, and it's rebounded by Hornsby.
Moyer's got the assignment to try to slow down Blizzard. A little bit of a force, that trip.
Coverdale gives up his dribble. And back into his hands. 1:52 and counting left. A reach-in foul. And it will be called on Ed Williams. Number 3 on him. As mentioned, the double bonus, so free throws coming up for Indiana.
There's the reach-in. The reach-ins that come from the high to the low usually get you in trouble. If you try to reach in and you flick upwards, sometimes you can get away with them. % this season. And he buries the first. Foul trouble, Indiana. Fife is already out of there. Newton with 4. Callahan has 4 for UNC Wilmington. 1 out of 2 for Hornsby. Carroll gets that rebound and goes up to a level that no one else can reach right now.
6-point Indiana lead. 1:35 to go here from Arco Arena.
Somebody may have to step up instead of Blizzard here.
It's Blizzard with a leader. Off the mark. Callahan kept it alive, but into the hands of Hornsby.
The focus is on Blizzard, so you know somebody has to step up and take a shot for him.
Coverdale bouncing. Here's Newton.
Oh, looking underneath the basket.
They find him. Hornsby. By Hare. Basket is waved off. Foul was called before. So Hornsby will shoot 2, but he was looking for the 3-point opportunity.
Hornsby was down there. Mike Davis has a smile on his face because he saw the same thing. He's open over on this side of the floor, the right side of the floor. Oh, he was there for a second or 2 and just could not get the basketball down to him.
Hornsby rattles home on the first attempt. And after that timeout, Indiana has come back and answered the Seahawks run. 70 to 63 Hoosiers. Another free throw coming.
Betty! You made it to the reunion!
It's Jane.
Close enough. So what do you got there?
Well, that's the Kia Spectra. Just like your Toyota Corolla, except that it came standard with power windows and locks, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and my Spectra was $2,700 less than yours.
Oh, yeah? Well, I took Buff Johnson to the prom.
You mean that, Buff Johnson?
Right now, get the Kia Spectra for $2,700 less than the Toyota Corolla.
Minute 12 left on the clock. Wrapping up the action here in Sacramento, California. From the South bracket, the number 5 seed Indiana looking to move on for a meeting with Duke in the Sweet 16. 13th seeded UNC Wilmington has made a run and made a game of it here in the second half. Another free throw. That one is off the back of the iron from Hornsby.
That's why they called the timeout. They were hoping for a miss there.
Watched by Coverdale. Chapman. Dixie. Spin move. Off the window and in for Terrell.
Did he ever use that left foot, the pivot foot, to get a lot of mileage out of it down underneath the basket?
13 points for Anthony Terrell and another timeout. It's a 5-point disparity.
In and out. Good. Keep the victim calm. 1 and 2 and 3.
Okay, there you go. It's over 130 channels, sports, news, entertainment, even your local channels, and it's only $39.99 a month.
Just $39.99 a month. Over 130 channels of DirecTV programming, even your local ones. Now get a DirecTV system for $49 or less, installed.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
Jerry Wainwright takes a timeout, 57.4 remaining. And his Seahawks are down by 5. Mike Davis's team with the ball and the lead.
They have had some success, the Seahawks, in going full court in the second half. They had to go for a strong double team. Oh, almost a strip there against Newton.
Newton gave up his dribble, in some trouble, and takes a timeout. We'll come right back.
Look, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Ellie's renting again. And Enterprise picked her up again. She said Enterprise picks her up free. Free? Free. Now that makes renting easy.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Introducing a whole new Energizer Max. With so much extra power inside, it's the longest lasting Energizer Max ever. Do you have the bunny inside?
Final 51 seconds. In regulation, Indiana 70. North Carolina Wilmington 65. Seahawks have gotten themselves back into this game behind the shooting of Brett Blizzard. 29 points for the junior.
Wow, was that ever close to 5, wasn't it? Another timeout, though.
Indiana using another timeout. Very close to a turnover.
It has over 20 million customers nationwide. Works with nearly half the Fortune 1000 and provides the wireless network for BlackBerry and Palm. Bet you didn't know who's so big in business. Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
How do they see through the stockings?
How do they see through the stockings? They're sheer.
Right.
But you're missing the point of the story. The woman's car is commandeered, stranding her miles from the nearest FedEx location.
She's toast?
No. Directly across the street. Her salvation.
Directly across the street?
Technically, it was kitty corner, but stay with me. Is it a mirage?
I don't know.
Is it a miracle?
Yes.
No. It's one of thousands of FedEx Express drop boxes strategically located at post office locations coast to coast.
Keeping the engines of commerce
well lubed. Precisely.
Jimmy, Indiana just used its final timeout.
Well, they have to remember that they do still have the possession arrow. If they get it in and they have trouble, to hang on to the basketball, not to turn it over and make an unwise pass.
Now it's Coverdale who will get a crack at trying to toss it in. Searching and finds Moyer. Moyer gets it across on the attack. 2-on-1 develops. Hornsby and a chance for 3, and that is a killer.
It sure is. A lot of teams might have pulled the basketball out right there, but Moyer and Hornsby realized that they had a 2-on-1 opportunity. So if you have an advantage, go for it in that situation. Gets the shoulders and the ball tucked away. Big time hoop, big finish also going to the basket.
72-65, Indiana can add to its lead with 46.4 left. A free throw coming for Kyle Hornsby. He's got 12 points, 2 out of 4 from the line. And substitutions, Tim Burnett in, Ed Williams takes a seat. Hornsby, no good on the free throw. He is not taking advantage at the line. Turning, Blizzard, can't get it to drop for 3. Thought he's bumping on the inside. They wanted a travel call. They won't get it.
Blizzard cannot believe that he missed that shot. Actually, Moyer made a mistake defensively going for that steal. You see him behind Blizzard, giving him a wide open look. And it may have been a hop in the air. The lift off the floor also on that play with the rebound.
Instead, it's a foul on UNC Wilmington, and it means A.J. Moyer will shoot 2. 78% this season. The Indiana lead is growing, 73-65. And the Seahawks' dream season inching closer to the end.
Indiana trying to close this one out, doing it at the defensive end.
Taking it coast to coast, Burnett.
Same strategy here. You just have to continue to do it. Moyer wants the basketball. He's going to jog down to the free throw line again, keep his rhythm.
28.6 to go. Seahawks found themselves in a 17-point hole. They exploded for a 31-17 run late in the game, but haven't been able to get any closer than 3 behind Brett Blizzard's season high 29 points. And Moyer is icing this one at the line.
He sure is, just knocking them back. Very smooth.
Here's Burnett. Chip shot, two-pointer, no. And it's rebounded by Hornsby.
Closeout basketball games. That was a solid reaction by them in the last 2.5 minutes. And a tip of the hat to the Seahawks because they really did a nice job in this first and second round of the tournament.
Indiana basketball is back. And the Hoosiers return to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 8 years. Indiana 76, UNC Wilmington 67. Mike Davis, it is never easy replacing a legend. And Davis has been able to step in for Bobby Knight, guiding his team to the NCAA Tournament in consecutive years, and now getting them into a matchup with the defending national champions, the Duke Blue Devils. Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. Brett Blizzard, 29 points for UNC Wilmington. Jared Jeffries finished with 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Don't forget tonight, the District here on CBS. Greg Gumbel coming up in New York. That's going to do it here from Sacramento. For Dwayne Ballard, for Jim Spinarkel, for the rest of our CBS crew, this is Ian Eagle. Indiana moving on.